Are you a trader? Then this is your chance to show your skills. Sign up to the ultimate demo trading competition on kpex.com. Easy to register, no sign-up fee. Go now to kpex.com. Search for the competition and sign up now to win. Terms and conditions apply. kpex.com is operated by JME Financial Services Pty Ltd, an authorized financial services provider. Join the competition today. kpex.com.
Some say it's about natural talent. We say it's about strategy, discipline, tactics, and training to be the best. We say it's about persistence. We say success comes when preparation meets opportunity. We say it's all about the team. Capex.com, Juventus official trading partner. Chase your goals.
Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Ted Turner. Success leaves clues, kids. I just named 5 of the greatest names in business in the last 150 years. And they all have one thing in common. They're ball busters. They're hard as nails. Where does that leave you? I still work 50, 60 hours a week. And I haven't had to work in 35 years. You're not willing to do anything. You're not willing to sacrifice anything to be a high-performance person.
I don't want to be like Dad.
No, most people don't.
I want to be liked.
Yeah, well, see, you want to fit in. I'm the only speaker that you're ever going to hear that really, with all his heart, doesn't give a shit. If I leave here you liking me, I did something wrong.
Are you a trader? Then this is your chance to show your skills. Sign up to the ultimate demo trading competition on kpex.com. Easy to register, no sign-up fee. Go now to kpex.com. Search for the competition and sign up now to win. Terms and conditions apply. kpex.com is operated by JME Financial Services Pty Ltd, an authorized financial services provider. Join the competition today. kpex.com.
Some say it's about natural talent. We say it's about strategy, discipline, tactics, and training to be the best. We say it's about persistence. We say success comes when preparation meets opportunity. We say it's all about the team. Capex.com, Juventus official trading partner. Chase your goals.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
Good afternoon and welcome to Bull Market Stock Show. This is your host Rian Hobson, and we're doing today the cryptocurrencies, as I promised you yesterday. That I was busy with some research on this whole thing. Now, I've been watching it for the last few weeks. Basically, obviously, Bitcoin, and we can actually see that Bitcoin is really been moving fast, and obviously the psychological part now plays in where it nearly reached like 20,000 against the US dollar. So obviously the people are getting a bit nervous, and I see already a lot of skeptics dived in already to say, must we prepare for another steep sell-off? when it reached 20. And so obviously it's because of the last time in 2017, and then there was a heavy sell-off in the Bitcoin, or I would say in cryptocurrencies, and then people lost quite a lot of money in that stage. But will it happen this time around? Now, the thing is, of today's topic, it's we all know the notes of the dollar, or even the coins of the US dollar, where they say in God we trust. That is where the money, and that is where they put on that piece of I would say a slogan onto the money, with the words in God we trust. Now the thing is that when you look at the whole market, or when you see the whole financial market, and especially when you look at the United States dollar, is that the currency get a lot of times manipulated, and as we all know, with the US dollar, or I would say with the Federal Reserve, they are more of a conservative stance. Not recently, but I don't know when it was the last time. Maybe under Donald Trump they tried to move it, but with the era of Bill Clinton, even George Bush, maybe I could say Reagan era, that is where they literally had a more trustable, I would say, stance on the currency, where basically they don't actually sink interest rates, or do something weird, or print money and all of those things to try and prevent actually a recession from happening. So that is all part of manipulating actually a currency or the economy, where you do things that is just not normal on how you need to recover a economy. So people basically are losing faith in the dollar as it is now. And this is not something that I'm being thumb-sucking. As you all know, I'm being very pro the United States dollar. I actually were basically very dovish on Bitcoin for quite some time, but literally I actually getting now the message that basically Bitcoin is just moving on the behavior of the central bank, and you can see that today, where a lot of people are actually diving into the crypto world, I would say, in Bitcoin, and that is where we see a sharp rise in Bitcoin for the last few weeks. Even today, Bitcoin is up. It was slightly in the red earlier, but I see it again in the green with nearly 1% for this week. Bitcoin alone is up by actually 8.4%. There's also Ethereum that is also up by 25% for this week, and it's actually quite a huge exchange. It's actually quite a large move that is currently happening with the other cryptocurrencies. But to make today's podcast a bit easier, I will just concentrate on Bitcoin and why this whole thing is happening. Now, obviously, we all know about the blockchain technology that's behind it, and it's not much manipulated, and it is basically away from actually the central banks. Now, they say the blockchain, I would say, or cryptocurrencies, as what people know, are more now conservative than actually money itself. Now, funny enough, PayPal, it's now basically holding the money into Bitcoins now, and also other online, I would say, online stores and all of those things are basically now also endorsing Bitcoin. Now, one thing that actually struck me from the CEO of PayPal, where he said that cash purchases, a study that they did, that 40% of cash purchases, I would say, actually there's a decline of between 40 and 70% of cash purchases, where people actually do more Bitcoins, or I would say purchase goods and services actually via Bitcoin. Also, that is also funny. In economics terms, we use actually the term velocity, the movement of money, where money is actually moving from one point to the next, or how many times are money actually exchanging. Now, for years now, the I would say the money velocity has been extremely low in the United States, and also I would say in the Western world, where money is not moving actually as fast to promote economic growth. Now, under Trump's reign, there was actually a slightly, not much, but there was an increase of cash. But recently, I would say there has been a very sharp decline in cash purchases, and where people are moving more towards online purchases, and that is where the increase in the usage of Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies is actually moving now. Now, that is one aspect. As obviously with the lockdown and the pandemic, people were doing more online purchases and using their cryptocurrencies. It looks like sooner or later, as there's still talks regarding Amazon and Bitcoin, but as things stands now with PayPal and the CEO of PayPal, he actually picked up that people are not much using their Visas anymore or their normal debit card or credit card, but people are mostly now using their crypto currency for transactions. So that says a lot, and PayPal is quite a large service provider where you can actually buy goods and services. Even in South Africa, they are also quite popular. So that says a lot. And it says that, I will not say now that the dollar will fall overnight and it will all be chaos when the dollar is collapsing, but it looks like there is quite a large shift from people not holding on to cash anymore and moving towards Bitcoin. And this is all to do that people don't trust the government anymore or the central banks anymore. And there's also something sinister that I explained to you also, I think it was yesterday or the day before, where it comes into with elections and also the central banks. The more the central bank do by printing more money, the more people buy Bitcoins because of the dollar losing sharply money. But that is maybe one aspect. The other aspect is also that people actually totally gave up on government policies, and that is especially in the United States. And since the start of I would say the start of October, in the beginning of October, people were moving more towards to cryptocurrencies, as they were not sure what will be the outcome of the elections, which is still a battle. People were not sure what is the outcome of the elections, and now that Joe Biden actually won the elections, you could see notably the rise of the cryptocurrencies. I will just take a short break, and then I'll be back with you with some more information regarding the cryptocurrencies.
The champ is here! 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 The champ.
Some say it's about natural talent. We say it's about strategy, discipline, tactics, and training to be the best. We say it's about persistence. We say success comes when preparation meets opportunity. We say it's all about the team. Capex.com, Juventus official trading partner. Chase your goals.
Look, I'm exhausted. Had it all figured out and I lost it. They say that's the cost, but it just feels like a lot. Stop, are you going or not? I miss certainty. Miss the 9 to 5s, knowing exactly where I need to be and why I'm not built for this. Progress moves in slow motion. They're out making money and getting promotions, saying all the right things, pulling all the right levers. Will I sit here, write my future self love letters? Who's winning? Is this the end or beginning? Cause I'm starting to feel like reality's slipping, and bank accounts, they aren't very forgiving, and life on edge feels like falling, not living. If effort brings victory, what am I missing? Nothing good comes easy. When we have to, we push through, not knowing completely. You're here cause you're made for this next level, taking these places that most people won't. Start embracing it. Who cares what they do? They're not you. You'll go through more now than you think you're supposed to, but that shows you can cope with the highs and the lows, cause you rose to be more. Could've run away, could've avoided the thorns, could've been comfortable. Blood, sweat, and tears, they're expendable. No more pretending, man, build something memorable. Don't drink from their cup or by stories they tell, cause when all their time's up, you'll have dug your own well. You didn't use lifelines, you're topped off for a lifetime, so drop all those one-liners. We'll get them next time. No, this time is your time, and whatever you decide will end up being real life. No stop signs, just storylines. This whole thing is a misunderstanding, a miscalculation. Jumped and missed the landing. I'm mystified, I can waste so much time. These ovations are strictly imagination, not standing. So much for planning, guess fate left without me. Those failure statistics, yeah, they'll be about me. Was overly optimistic, forgot the logistics. Guess we all learn sometime, don't we? Good is not good enough. No, how long do I stay down before I let go? I buried my pride and took it inside, but never enough. It takes a toll, it gets old getting told you've got miles of road left to go. You're alone with this future unknown. Just go home. Just go home, it's safe there. Yeah, I'll find some embrace there. Look, it's time to admit defeat. A humble retreat, check the box and complete. To my core, intrinsically, it's not for me. I can't do this. I knew this is how it would be. No fame, no fortune, no names on marquees, just running in place every day on repeat. This is the world I wanna see, where everything's taken with no guarantees. No, come on, man, pick your head off. Go back inside, half a life's learning to get up. How can I make you see that you have everything you need, and what you want to be is never out of reach? Fate deceives sometimes, but destiny's calling, so can't let the phone ring. You know there's no all-knowing. Go level up, no letdowns. Let the world in, push fear out. It's self-belief, it starts right now. When hell freezes, you lay down. Until then, it's your town, it's your story, it's your crown. Live in the clouds, feet on the ground. They stand still, you run around. Go mesmerize, or they socialize. There's dollar signs to be maximized. If you live it right, regret nothing. Loud applause, the sweetest sound. And this moment won't happen again, and never becomes forever unless you choose to begin. So see greatness in each step, and power in progress. Your future, yeah, that's limitless, it's infinite. Don't forget you want this.
Are you a trader? Then this is your chance to show your skills. Sign up to the ultimate demo trading competition on kpex.com. Easy to register, no sign-up fee. Go now to kpex.com. Search for the competition and sign up now to win. Terms and conditions apply. kpex.com is operated by JME Financial Services Pty Ltd, an authorized financial services provider. Join the competition today. kpex.com. Are you a trader?
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
Good afternoon and welcome to Bull Market Stock Show. This is your host Rian Hobson, and we're doing actually cryptos today, as it looks like the world actually, I would say, is losing faith in the US dollar. As I will basically pull actually some charts for you. Sorry, I will actually do some explanations on charts that I picked up on what is actually currently going on with the Reserve, or the Federal Reserve Bank of the United States, and also with the dollar, and how this whole nonsense is coming in with the manipulation. Now, before I go on, please don't forget to register for the CapEx competition. The winner will walk away with $5,000 US. dollars, and second price will be $3,000, and the third price will be actually $2,000. So all in all, it's $10,000 that you can win. So the total prize money is $10,000. So please don't forget to register. You can click on the link below on the podcast. Back to today's show. Now, the Federal Reserve, as I said the last time, since 2008, they just been haywire on printing more money and try to get themselves out of the recession of 2008, and the nonsense didn't stop. So if you can look at the dollar index charts, if you have to go back now to 2009, 2008, where it started, that is where crypto, or I would say Bitcoin, was still at 1 with the US dollar, or basically worth nothing at the time. And then where it started to move and it started to go in the right direction was more in 2013, on the 24th of April, where it started to move more in the right direction. At that particular point in time, the Federal Reserve Chair, Ben Bernanke, was pumping more stimulus into the economy, as he did not see inflation actually moving up, and there's no actually spending that goes up. Now, the idea of printing more money is to get the money velocity into effect, where people are spending the money so that the economy can grow. Now, that philosophy actually was proven all over, even in the United States, even in Japan, that pushing more money into the system does not automatically mean that people will spend more. People can use the money stored or use other avenues actually to still actually to have access to the money. So it doesn't mean that if you print more money, people will just spend it, or if you drop the interest rate, that people will spend the money. Now, also, if you look closer to the U.S. election, that was now in 2016, or before the U.S. elections between Hillary and Donald Trump, there was also a notable rise in Bitcoins. There was a sharp increase in Bitcoin, and that persisted until 2017, where actually the Bitcoin price actually collapsed and it fell down. Now, that was more on the 1st of December in 2017, where actually the Bitcoin actually crashed, and then it went further on until 3,000. Now, if you look in that regard there, that was a more efficient way of Donald Trump to stimulate the economy, and that, for me personally, was actually the change in behavior of people. For example, how he stimulated the economy was in a more conservative approach, where he cut the taxes. That is a more direct stimulus, not through banks or manipulate the currency. Now, for me, that shows enough evidence for me because of the timing. Because that time they were voting for the tax cut, and it was passed at the end of December, and just before that it got closer, where actually they actually would sign this huge stimulus, or I would say tax cut, into effect, and that is where the cryptocurrencies actually lost value. And that, personally, that is where money velocity also increased, or the usage of dollars also increased when the tax cuts was approved and people actually got the money. It is very noticeably if you actually follow the money velocity. Now, you will see the money velocity, or the movement of dollars in the United States, was extremely slow before the tax cuts, and when the tax cuts was pushed through by the Trump administration, that is where the money velocity increased, because obviously people got extra money in their accounts. Now, very importantly, dropping interest rates, as I said, doesn't mean that you will get spending. To get that cheap loans, you need to have a good credit and all of those things that goes with it. So that can block you from actually to get access to cheap money. Now, with tax cuts, that is more directly, because they give a tax cut that is now directly going through to your pocket. That is where people, or I would say, that is where people maybe will spend the money, because the money is now directly to was literally sent directly to them, and that is where increase in the money velocity actually happened. Now, that same thing happened also when during the lockdown. During the lockdown, people actually, now this is actually something that was really funny. During the lockdown, people got their stimulus checks in the United States. Now, funny, I was thinking that we would get the same result of the tax cuts, and which was not the case. What I noticed is that the money went into savings, that's one, and two, it went into cryptos so that people can spend the money online. So there was no movement, literally. The money velocity actually dropped during the time of the lockdown because the money didn't move in circulation, or I would say the dollars didn't move from store to store. It actually went totally the other way. It went into cryptos. And with that cryptos, that is where you will see noticeably by June, you would see July, you would see actually the rise of the cryptocurrencies, and more noticeably in October, where it actually was now before the US election, and that is exactly the same pattern, a month before, which was the same in 2016, the month before the US elections, that is where actually the rise of the cryptos come in. And exactly the same story is that before the current elections in the United States, the cryptocurrencies actually increased. And also, because of this, I would say, the stimulus checks, people were buying cryptos, obviously to do shopping and those type of things, but they did not use the money, the cash, where you go into, walk into a store and purchase cash. I think it was because of the central bank that went crazy with unlimited QE and all this type of nonsense. And the people were rather saying, listen here, let me rather save this money. And some were saying, okay, let me go into cryptos. And others were saying, okay, let me try out the stock market, because I saw that was the pattern. It did not increase the money velocity. So obviously, people use the money for something else, but definitely not in the usage of cash where they buy and go into stores. Obviously, there was a lockdown. That was the other thing. There was lockdown, and I think the lockdown exacerbated the whole story, where people were looking for alternative means to spend their money, and that is actually where they went into cryptos. And personally, I think there is still a lot of room for cryptos to move. I personally know that there is a psychological path when it gets to the 20,000 mark, but I do think people have the faith in cryptos that it can go further on. And I think specifically in Bitcoin, I think personally Bitcoin will definitely push over the 20,000 mark in ease. And I will just take a short break, and then I will explain to you why I say so.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Some say it's about natural talent. We say it's about strategy, discipline, tactics, and training to be the best. We say it's about persistence. We say success comes when preparation meets opportunity. We say it's all about the team. Capex.com, Juventus official trading partner. Chase your goals.
Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Ted Turner. Success leaves clues, kids. I just named 5 of the greatest names in business in the last 150 years. And they all have one thing in common. They're ball busters. They're hard as nails. Where does that leave you? I still work 50, 60 hours a week. And I haven't had to work in 35 years. You're not willing to do anything. You're not willing to sacrifice anything to be a high-performance person.
I don't want to be like Dad.
No, most people don't.
I want to be liked.
Yeah, well, see, you want to fit in. I'm the only speaker that you're ever going to hear that really, with all his heart, doesn't give a shit. If I leave here you liking me, I did something wrong.
Are you a trader? Then this is your chance to show your skills. Sign up to the ultimate demo trading competition on kpex.com. Easy to register, no sign-up fee. Go now to kpex.com. Search for the competition and sign up now to win. Terms and conditions apply. kpex.com is operated by JME Financial Services, Pty Ltd, an authorized financial services provider. Join the competition today. kpex.com.
Be the kind of trader who sees the big picture. The world is changing around you. Global threats push gold, the safe haven asset, to higher prices each and every day. Now's your chance to start trading gold. Just go to capex.com and register to get up to a $5,000 bonus on your first deposit. Simply use GOLD5000 as a promo code and you're good to go. Capex.com proudly welcomes you to the next level trading experience. Register now and start taking full advantage of the new gold rush. Terms and conditions apply. Exposure to gold obtained via contracts for difference, which are leveraged products and incur a high level of risk. Capex.com is operated by JME Financial Services, Pty Ltd, an authorized financial services provider.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
Good afternoon and welcome to Bull Market Talk Show. This is your host, Rian Hobson, and we're doing actually a bit of cryptos today. And as you all know, I was totally dovish when it comes to cryptos. I was totally the doomsayer when it comes to cryptos. But one thing for sure, I was not wrong when I said it was actually in a bubble in 2016, and in 2017 it actually did collapse. Well, that was all thanks to Donald Trump, because obviously he restored a lot of confidence in the U.S. system by actually cutting taxes and actually did what he was or what he actually said. So that actually pulled actually the confidence back in the United States, and that is where cryptocurrencies actually didn't do so well under his reign, as the money was pouring into United States. I would say dollars were pouring in, or the demand for dollars actually increased for the U.S. economy. So it makes basically sense that that's why cryptocurrencies was hovering around 5,000, 10,000 the whole time during his reign. And all of a sudden now, it just actually a balloon through the roof. Now, as I explained also during the week, that people are fearing this whole crazy policies of Joe Biden. Look, the guy will definitely increase tax, and said he will actually now spend about 7.3 trillion in his time in office. Now that is now if he wins. In his time in office with 7.3 trillion. In government spending. That is now free healthcare and this Green Deal and all of those things. And then with that, he obviously needs to raise the taxes. Now, obviously, he put it clearly that he will actually increase the taxes for the rich, which I always say it's basically impossible to tax the rich, as they can employ an army of advisors to get them out. And I'm sure the advice from these advisors were actually cryptos, because there's a lot of fund managers that actually, even even I think, what's his name, Jamie Dimon from one of the leading banks in the United States. He's the CEO. I think it's from Goldman, if I'm correct. He is also actually buying some serious amount of Bitcoins. Then you have Robert Kiyosaki, who actually buys a serious amount of cryptos as well. So a lot of these big machines is actually buying cryptos. Look, the media can say that Joe Biden is winning the elections and everything and blah, blah, and he wants unity in the United States. Listen, his plan doesn't make sense, and everybody's not so stupid. They can go on and pretend that he wins, or if he wins, that is also fine. But people will not be so stupid by leaving their money in the United States and think that the higher taxes will affect the rich. They will not. They will definitely just put their money into cryptocurrencies. Now, the thing is, they can actually run a propaganda machine against the cryptos by saying it's dangerous or try to regulate cryptos. But that, until now, it's very, very crazy actually to regulate the crypto industry. It's very difficult as the process of it is also extremely complex. And I don't know, does the federal governments across the world, can they actually regulate cryptos? Because obviously it's globally connected to a lot of people. So I'm not sure, unless they ban it, then it means you need to censor the internet in that specific country, like for example in China. But funny enough, in China they try to censor it, but it just doesn't work in China. People in China is still buying cryptos. So I honestly don't know how they will do it, but people just always find a way of getting hold of it. I think also in Russia they were talking about banning cryptos and censor the whole entire internet, but it's people just find a way and get hold of crypto. So to eliminate cryptos, it's crazy. And people just don't trust governments anymore, as every time when the governments are going insane, people are just going into cryptos because people are just I would say actually frustrated to be told by government what they must do with their money. Now, when it comes to the media, and obviously people think that, or I would say the media think people are stupid and people believe everything of what they're saying. No, people, definitely the ones that buy crypto and who literally is now awakened by crypto, they actually literally saw this is an absolute mess. Look, honestly speaking, to look at the United States and think Joe Biden literally win the elections, whether he win the elections and all of those things, listen, there will be a very dark cloud over the guy. It is basically impossible for Joe Biden to win the elections. Now, there's also a lot of other reasons why he did not actually win the elections. Also, there's a lady by the name, I think her surname is Powell, actually it's her surname. I think Sidney Powell or something is her name. She's the one actually who got Michael Flynn, I would say General Michael Flynn, out of the claws, I would say, of Barack Obama and actually got him free. It was, if you guys can go and Google the story of Michael Flynn, you would understand why I actually talk about this whole story about Michael Flynn. And he was a general, actually, and he was on the verge of exposing the Barack Obama administration of their wrongdoing when it comes to ISIS, or I would say actually the rise of ISIS, and how he actually explained that Barack Obama is responsible for ISIS with the bombardment of Libya and the end of Gaddafi, because just after that you could see actually how the ISIS was spreading to other parts of the world, and now we're sitting with a problem in Africa, also here in Mozambique. But those are all the reasons why actually people are running to Bitcoins. It is all because of the mismanagement of governments. And now these guys think that they win actually the U.S. election. Look, the U.S. election is an absolute mess. It's an absolute mess. What is actually currently going on there. And because of that mess that is now there, that is why people are running into cryptos now. That is the big reason. And the more the elections is a delay, the more the Federal Reserve will print money. Because they need now to pump money into the system, because they initially thought that the government of the day, which is in the United States, would actually give these stimulus checks to people. But that is not the case, because there's no official government as in yet, although President is still, Trump is still the president. But they need a new administration who will actually sign off this stimulus checks. And currently now, there's none of them. And so with that mess that is now currently in the United States, that is where people are rather storing their money now into cryptos. And that's where we see the rise of the cryptos. Now, for how long will this boom in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies last? I think personally it will last beyond, unless Donald Trump again comes with, unless Donald Trump win the elections and win the court cases. Now, that will be a very long story. Now, obviously, for now, he just needs to throw in evidence to say he have enough evidence to actually to do a lawsuit, which is not so complex. And then afterwards, it is the collecting of the evidence, and then there's one hell of a court case that will go on. So first, he needs to go to the courts and say he has this case, and this is his evidence. And then they're going to test that evidence and say, okay, you have a valid case, we will hear your evidence. So that is actually how it works. So the first step is easy. The second step, to get that evidence, will be actually crucial. And that is where this lady that got Michael Flynn off, she's actually adamant that Donald Trump actually win the elections with a landslide. And I must say, a lot of people, and even the media, thought that Michael Flynn, or General Michael Flynn, was guilty. The media tarnished this guy. The media tarnished his family, his children, his wife. It was literally brutal against General Michael Flynn. And this lady, the lawyer, her surname is Powell, got actually Flynn out of this whole entire mess, and he's actually scot-free out of this whole story. And she said she will do it again for Donald Trump, because she actually has enough evidence to say that that Joe Biden did not win the elections. I don't know how will they silence this lady, but as he said, this it will be a Hollywood style, as they say, court case with this whole elections rigging. So all this madness that is there in the United States, especially when it gets to the elections and the government, this will feed Bitcoin. And because of this mess of the elections, a lot of people will lose confidence in the US dollar. Because one, if, for example, Joe Biden win the elections, believe me, I think cryptos will shoot through the roof. Honestly, it will shoot through the roof. If Trump win the election, obviously that will calm down, because obviously he's more business friendly and money will pour into the United States. But if Biden win the election, I can tell you now, people will definitely buy more cryptos because of the massive taxes that he will install, the failed minimum wage policies, and also what he promised, he will be more on the side of the unions. And believe me, business people don't buy that nonsense when it comes to the unions. So obviously you need to be careful here. If Joe Biden gets his elections, then obviously you can guarantee yourself that people will believe in the cryptocurrencies. If it comes to the point of Donald Trump turn around this whole result, then people will go back to the dollar. So it could be a bubble, or it could be actually where Bitcoin can go up. So you have to be extremely careful with Bitcoin. But I can tell you now, for now, that all the mess is there, and I doubt it will stop anytime soon, you can actually buy more Bitcoins. Please Don't forget to register on the Capex competition and make sure that you win. And don't forget that Capex is now the official partner of Juventus, actually. And the prize money for first is actually 5,000, and also second is 3,000, and then the third is actually 2,000. So please don't forget, the link is actually below my podcast. Do the registration and make sure you win. That's it from my side for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show, and then I will see you tomorrow at the same time. Bye-bye.
Some say it's about natural talent. We say it's about strategy, discipline, tactics, and training to be the best. We say it's about persistence. We say success comes when preparation meets opportunity. We say it's all about the team. Capex.com, Juventus official trading partner. Chase your goals.
Are you a trader? Then this is your chance to show your skills. Sign up to the ultimate demo trading competition on Capex.com. Easy to register, no sign-up fee. Go now to Capex.com. Search for the competition and sign up now to win. Terms and conditions apply. Capex.com is operated by JME Financial Services, Pty Ltd, an authorized financial services provider. Join the competition today. Capex.com.